Some of you may recognize this as a slime farm that is, well, it's not that effective. I did find one slime. In fact, I was about to leave because I thought I missed the slime chunk. I was going to go and carve out some more chunks thinking I missed it. But it turns out that no, I didn't miss it. But yeah, this slime farm is not doing very well. I think there's probably a bunch of caves and stuff in the area I'm going to have to light up. That being said, the honey that we will be able to get from our beehives over there will be making honey blocks. So kind of like slime blocks, but you can't use honey to make sticky pistons, unfortunately. So we do, in fact, need some slimes. I opened up a new mine. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to mine through regular stone, not through the deep slate stuff that my main mine is. We'll get there when we have our tunnel bore, which, by the way, if you can see here, I've waterlogged a few chests here for my really valuable stuff because we have had a few creeper incidents here. It's creating a bit of a mess, but we're going to live with it for now. So this is just general valuables, which is, you know, I'm getting kind of rich there. This here, however, is all the stuff I'm going to need for a tunnel bore. I'm still missing a few things, but I figured something out. I went into creative mode and did some testing. I thought I could use honey blocks for most of it. Turns out I need 4 slime blocks. I have to go back to my very inefficient slime farm and collect enough slime to make 4 slime blocks, which is going to be painful. I also need a TNT, so I'll need to kill a creeper for that. And I'm probably missing something else that I'm going to need, but the rest of the resources shouldn't be too hard. The slime here is going to be the problem. All right, we are now in some good shape for the tunnel bore. We are missing 2 things. Some dead coral fan, which means I need to find a warm ocean biome to get that. And a TNT, which means I have to kill a creeper. Well, that certainly took some time, but I do believe this is exactly what I'm looking for. A warm ocean biome that has a bunch of coral in it, so I can grab some coral fans. And we are negative 900. Oh my god. We are a long way from home here. Home is 64, negative 151, so you can see the coordinates on the right there. This can't be the closest one to my base, can it? I mean, it probably could be, but I hope it's not. All right. While we're here, we're going to grab a bunch of coral fans. One problem down. It's worth noting that I did manage to get gunpowder actually twice, but then the game crashed and it didn't save, and then I couldn't find the creepers. And technically, I didn't kill the creepers on that one. I lured creepers into other creepers, and they blew each other up. But yeah, I think that strategy will work when I'm home too. So, well, this is rather embarrassing. I've traveled thousands of blocks from home, all the way over here to get some coral fan, and I didn't realize that I need silk touch to mine them. Oh, it's been so long since my last world where I actually had to do this. I think I made the same mistake when I did that. So, yeah, we'll just note down the coordinates here. We're going to have to go home, get a silk touch tool, and come back. And we have to do all of this by boat because, of course, we do. Because I don't have wings yet. Okay. Well, we finally made it home, and creepers suck. I got blown up again. It's fine. This chest did blow up, and we may have lost some stuff to the second creeper that went off, but nothing too major because all my valuables are in my waterlogged valuable chest over there. And I did find these. Again, I'm not up to date with the 120 changes. I don't know what these are for, but they seem like they could be valuable. I'm going to have to look into exactly what those are for. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and throw those in the valuable chest. We, however, do need to get ourselves a pickaxe with silk touch, which means I need to put some of those books to use here. Let's just make some planks. All right, good news is I have silk touch. Bad news is I need level 15, and I'm currently at level 8. Okay, time to smelt a lot of kelp. All right, guys, we are nearly there. We got ourselves the TNT. Ignore all the creeper holes around my base now. We had to blow a few up, had them kill each other and stuff like that. We even had 1 additional gunpowder when it was all said and done. We also have silk touch on our stone pickaxe. It took a lot of kelp to get me up to level 15, but that's fine. And we now need to go back to the coral biome there. You know, a thought occurred to me. This whole tunnel bore idea, probably a bit of a waste of time. I mean, think about it. What did I do? I spent hours floating around the ocean trying to find a coral. I spent how much time mining for redstone? I've already got enough iron to last me until I can build an iron farm. I'm a little short on diamonds, but I can get that through villager trading, so this is probably all just a waste of time. But how cool does it look? And if you're wondering why I didn't show off building this, it's because I was dutifully following a tutorial from Mystic Cat, which I will link in the description below. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Let's test it out. This should work unless I've screwed something up. And I have screwed something up. All right, guys, and it is working. As you can see, that'll explode there. And then as you see, as it blows everything up, you just reach in, you grab all of the resources. All right, this thing is ridiculously fun. It's kind of awesome. I have gone quite the distance. It's not super far, but it is a good amount of distance, and I'm probably putting way more torches down than I need, but that's fine. This is what we're looking at for resources so far, which honestly pretty good for maybe 45 minutes to an hour of mining. All right, everybody, I have been gathering some jungle logs here because I think it's time to get out of the elements here and get ourselves built into a treehouse. So I think it's time to start on our starter base. All right, and we have the outline laid out already. So back here, these two trees are like the main supports, and we're stealing support off of the surrounding trees, of course, because you would need a lot of support for a structure of this size. The goal will be to keep as much of like the overhang, the vines, and the shrubbery on this backside trees here. We want to keep as much of that as possible. We kind of, as we come out here, that's where we do a little bit of pruning, and the natural tree generation will probably be cut back, but we will build the leaves and stuff back into the base to try and tie this in and make it look like it was as less invasive as possible. All right, and the floor is in. I know it's all just the planks right now. We'll do some texturing later. We'll get the main structure and everything in, then we'll worry about texturing and breaking things up as we need to make it a little more interesting to the eyes. And just like that, the walls go up, and this place is really starting to come to form here. Now, there is a chance, I know it'll come as a huge surprise to you guys, but there is a chance I overdid it on the size just a little bit. All right, and we did get the roof into this place. Now, I do have plans for the space up here. However, before we do that, I want to use this area up here as a makeshift villager breeder just until we get all of the villager traders in downstairs that I want to get set up. But before that, I want to go over there and make some changes to my bone meal farm because I actually have enough redstone now to do all of the automated and timing circuits. All right, that did deplete most of my redstone supplies, but that's okay because we can always just go and turn the tunnel bore on for a little bit again. But here's how all of this is set up. So this is just a quick and dirty timing circuit here. As these go around, every time it hits this block, it powers the pistons. And I can shut this off, which I'm going to do since we're out of bone meal. That locks this repeater, so when the power comes back around, the power won't go through. This is a hopper clock, and it's a lot easier to build with sticky pistons, but since I'm a little bit low on slime at the moment, we just built it with normal pistons. But when you do it with normal pistons, you have to invert the signal and send it to the opposite side, so that's what all of this is doing. That sends the power this way, though. It comes up and into this pulse extender, and this just triggers the water to run everything down. And then we go through a lot of repeaters. That's just to delay the bone meal until the water has completely run off. And then that'll trigger the bone meal, and then the system just resets. Now that that is all settled, we're going to have that running while we go ahead and breed the villagers and deal with getting them all the trade set up. Stuff like that. So now I need to go and get myself some villagers. All right, so we got a couple of villagers up here to use for breeding purposes. And we got a little area here to make some carrots. Now, I'll look in here and you'll see one guy's a normal, one guy is a jungle villager. We might have had a little bit of an escape, That's why we have this for extra security now. As I was coming out there, one kind of followed me out. That's a little unfortunate, but luckily we had gotten them to breed once before, so I was able to quickly block off those 2 blocks where the bed is on the other side of that. I'll throw food through here, get them to breed. The child will be like, hey, I can jump on that bed. And he'll go to jump on that bed, and he'll fall into a little holding cell I have down there. And no, sir, you come out of there. Yeah, you can't go that way. That's why we have the extra security. One tried to follow me out once already. Now you notice over here, our carrots area is kind of not producing a lot. Look, I'm doing what I can, but the village I came from only had 3 carrots, so that's all I could plant. So we're waiting for these guys to grow up, and then unfortunately, we're probably going to have to plant the whole field out before we can start giving these guys any more food, but it is what it is, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, so far it's going all right here. This guy's very overpowered. He's giving me Fortune 3 and Mending. But if you'll notice, this little price gouger's raised his price on the glass blocks. He wants 2 emeralds now, which means he's no longer profitable if I keep doing that. Luckily, this guy's still willing to give them to me for 1 diamond each. And then you turn the glass into panes. And take it to this guy who only wants 10 panes instead of 11 now. And then we slowly profit. And that's how we've been grinding up a few emeralds. You can see the levels I've gained just trading. So this is not a fast process, but I think what will help, I want to get a few more of the librarians. And then maybe a couple more cartographers just to make sure I can trade the glass panes at a high enough rate. But I could zombify and cure them, but I don't have a good way to get golden apples yet. All right, so the only enchantment trade I didn't get was the sharpness trade, but honestly, I'm kind of done grinding out with these guys for now, so I'll take you through this here a little bit. Obviously, we got our Fortune, Mending, Infinity guys. These guys are just to trade glass panes with, which I will have a ton with. I've also been trading a lot of sticks with this guy. He's been my source of emeralds. Also, guys, did you know it is more efficient to turn 2 bamboo into sticks than it is to craft it into blocks for planks, then into sticks? I was doing the planks trick for an absurdly long time before I realized it was more efficient to just use standard bamboo for sticks. So, pro tip, use standard bamboo if you're making sticks. All right, that being said, move back through here. These guys are not maxed out because, well, if you look at this, I literally don't have the emeralds to max these guys out. All 3 of these guys still need to be maxed out. These 3 trades took me forever. Power 5. Actually, I was lucky to get Power 5. I was still looking for Unbreaking 3 or Efficiency 5, but we got Power 5, and then obviously Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 5. So we have all of the trades. We're not going to worry about the Sharpness trade just yet. So that means that we don't actually need this guy. So he's about to have an accident. Ooh, what a tragic accident. And this guy we wanted because we wanted these. Arrows of weaknesses. This means we can convert to zombie villagers and convert them back. I do need gold to do that, but we'll find out how much gold we have and how many we can do of that. And we definitely totally got that on the first attempt. He's totally not standing on the corpses of like 10 or 12 of his comrades. That would be crazy. All right, so we're back at the starter area, and as you can see, I had to drastically increase my bamboo area for all the sticks I was making. But this bone meal farm is working flawlessly, and I love it. So, we actually used a bunch of that bone meal to make all the carrots I needed for breeding and stuff, so awesome. But what we came here for... Wrong barrel. Here we go. We have 1 golden apple as it is, and we have this much gold. Now, I did also remember seeing some gold at the broken portal. Definitely the first one, and I think the one over by the village as well. So I'm going to head over there and see if I can grab those. All right, so we have this much gold. And if my math is correct, that means I can make 13 golden apples. Plus the one we have in the chest back there makes 14. But another problem is I don't have any apples. I forgot a crucial piece of the puzzle. And looky what he gives me. Now we needed... Okay. Perfect. At least now we can zombify and cure some of them to bring some of the prices down. Alright, and we have chosen all the guys that we want to zombify and cure. And this is actually the second wave of curing. Okay, and the last villager has been cured for the second time. And let's check these prices. We got Fortune 3 and Mending, both at 1 diamond, 1 book. Awesome. This guy, nice. One glass for emerald. He's going to be my primary emerald farmer. And then over here, we should be able to... Yes. These ones are so huge. 1 emerald for bells, because we're going to be able to actually level those guys up. 1 emerald for a sword. That's pretty good. Unbreaking 3. Yeah, we still have to level this guy up. I got this... this book is like, yeah, I got what I needed. I'm going to level him up after he's zombified. And then this guy is efficiency 5, which, nice. 1 emerald, 1 book. So everybody is as cheap as I need, so I can clean up over here. Excuse me, Mr. Zombie, you are no longer required. Your services have come to an end. Well, guys, we've done it. We've gotten ourselves decked out in full diamond gear, and we have a very powerful bow. And with that being said, I think that's a good place to put a pin in it for this episode. Thank you for those who watched the video all the way to the end. Don't forget to like it if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more like it. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay happy, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.